uh, Twitch, and this is just it now because you can't really stream through this.
Shit, I didn't know you could do all this.
Yeah. Say hi to Chris. Only on the YouTube we'll see Chris. Nobody's here yet, but people that were in the recording will see this is Chris, our producer of the film. Chris is amazing. And at the moment we're talking to nobody. We'll wait for people to come on in a moment. What's up, Jimmy? I am Glon. Good to see you. Did you ever see any of the lives at all? Ever?
Yeah, you know, like, no. I think the biggest takeaway that I had was that, like, I was like, I need to go back. Like immediately. It was like the first minute, and I was like, I need to
This
go
is
back.
like way into season 10. I gotta go back to season
No, I just
1.
felt like it was like,
What's up, Dr.
go
Luke?
back. I need to go back.
Dr. Luke from Italy.
Oh.
How are you doing? I will never forget the first email I got from you, Dr. Luke. You're like, hey, I'm a doctor from Italy. I want to help. I'm like, I feel like I'm not equipped to know what you can help with. But now we are equipped. And soon we're going to have a mission statement. You just woke up. What time is it in Italy right now? Anti-narc. The singing her. Sandy. What's up, user 78269891970? It's a catchy name, Honeybee. 652 is nice. Oh, Graham's texting. Welcome, everybody, to Simulation Talk 223. We haven't had one in a moment because we've been filming every single day since the 27th. I did jump on a short live during the, I don't know what this gesture is. Is this something in Italian, Dr. Luke? I know that this must be something. I know this is a really bad thing, right? What is this better? Oh, you get it? Okay. And then this is, I don't know if this is anything in Italy. There's a lot of gestures. There's this, right? What's up, Logan? German Stefford. Some of the names on TikTok are so well refined and creative. I love it. So I wasn't really showing up for a while because we've been filming every day. The real reason is that I am lazy. And no, I just felt like I'm too run down in the end of the day and I'm not really bringing much value. Or at least, again, that's my excuse to keep my psychology safe. So I wasn't here for a while. Did one day, was it this month or last month? And then we're back finally. And hopefully I'll keep doing it every day unless tomorrow I'm completely run down. I'm not lazy, or I try not to be. Good. Wonderful. Okay, so let's see if we can get into anything interesting in the short hour that I've decided to spend on it today. We're in San Francisco shooting. We've been shooting a set of experiments today with Stuart Hameroff. Yes, the Stuart Hameroff who wrote the paper with Penrose that everybody are talking about. And it was fun. He brought his, what is it? DDG, which is like EEG, only better. Because everybody knows that D's are better than E's. And that's the main reason they call it that. And it was interesting. We were trying to get brain scan readings on people at baseline with the molecule and then with the laser as well. What's up, Braden? Arthur? Ravi? Glad to see you, Mr. Laserman. Mr. Laserman must be kind of like a, I don't know, is it a type of a superhero? Mr. Laserman. Mr. Shelley. Oh, wow, these are new. I've never seen those before. Did you see this? You can also do like emojis on TikTok that you can like. I like this a lot. Thank you. That's awesome. Also, we didn't lose our status, which is important. I don't know if you guys know this, nor do I think you guys care, but I'm going to say it anyway. On TikTok, we used to be on B rating, which is a lot, by the way. Just so you guys know, B rating on TikTok is pretty high. And then for some reason I didn't stream for like a week, and we jumped back to D2, and now we can't really climb out of it. But that was before the whole TikTok debacle. It went away for one day and came back. Not that I care, but somehow I still mention this every week or so. What's up, Zippy? Yeah, smash that like button if you are on any platform. If you're on Nexon, you're on Twitch or YouTube or TikTok, the algorithms like that like. So do I. So please do it. That would help the channel tremendously. What do you guys want to get into today? I feel like I'm, I'm like a marathon runner and that haven't showed up for track in a while, and I'm like, let's go, let's do something fun. Actually, the last one I was on, forget his name. He came on TikTok, and it was a fun conversation about some pretty deep things in philosophy, and it was a great conversation. Say what? Thank you for the roses, by the way, Jose. I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. Appreciate the gifts. So tomorrow we're shooting another day with Hemerov. Hopefully we're gonna have more luck. Today we had some technical issues with the device, but we had some great success with people who came up for the experiment with Hemerov and knew nothing about the laser, nothing about me. They didn't even know who I was. What, did they live under a rock or something? You know. But they knew nothing about the laser, and they not only saw the code, but they literally described every single thing that we usually describe in the laser, from zero knowledge to the full gamut of what we know about it. And it was kind of, there was one girl that was doing it, and she's actually a scientist, and she's like, I was like, you want to do the laser? And she said, what is the laser? And I was like, wait, they didn't tell you? And she's like, no. I was like, oh, that's kind of perfect. Awesome. So then brought her to the thing. She looked and she goes, wait, what? What is that? And then she started looking and describing everything, and it was every single thing. It's almost like I wrote a script for her. It was right there in front of her, and she was reading it. All right, well, this is very bizarre message, Panda, but I'm going to read it because it's very well formulated. Well done. It says, well, beam me up, Scotty, and sail me down your chocolatey river of meth. That was good. I don't know what meth is. Is that because I'm not hip? What is meth? Mother's exclusive. You can only imagine what the two F's are. What is the truth I've been afraid to remember? Oscar, how are you doing? Phetamine. Yeah, what is myth? You misspelled myth. Brayden, welcome as a new member. I appreciate you. Chris, I haven't seen you in so long. Welcome to new member. By the way, if you are on any other platform, go to YouTube to Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts, and you can please give us a like and a subscribe. And if you want to join the membership program, I gotta do it. Sorry, somebody has to promote the channel. If you want to join the membership program, it includes personal Zoom calls with me. Well, not personal, but with the group that are members of the second tier and up. It's like the little writing. And early access to all my content. It includes weekly lives, aside from the daily lives for members only, that we kind of dive deeper into issues. We haven't had one in a week or two. Apologies for that, but I'll definitely make it up to all the viewers. And what else? Oh, it includes personal stuff in my life that will only exist on YouTube Live and nowhere. YouTube members and nowhere else. So I hope you join our membership because it really helps the cause. Appreciate you guys. Ebony, I haven't seen you in forever. And Sofa King is in the house. Hope you're enjoying your laser, brother. Arthur wants to talk about Drake. All right. Chris, thank you so much. Chris just gifted 5 memberships to people. This happens once in a while. Deeply appreciating you, Chris. Thank you so much. If you are on YouTube, that might happen to you. You might be gifted a membership. But also, if you want to join, it's worth it. And if you have Twitch, I highly recommend you go and check it out. It's LaserX83 on Twitch. We definitely need to amp up our viewership there. All right, let's get into something. I think we've been idling long enough. I'm at the gym or listening. By the way, again, now that you guys are joining, say hello to our producer of the movie. This is Chris.
What's up?
Here, we'll show TikTok. We don't want to.
Oh, what's up, TikTok?
that was a much more
I'm
docile.
very sweet on
Yeah,
TikTok.
on
I'm a
yeah,
little
yeah.
more- I'm a little
You
more
got to be
aggressive
careful.
on
We
YouTube.
got to be careful with TikTok. So Chris is an incredible producer. We're here with Aaron Vanda, the director, who's in the room because it's too important for us. And no, he's just I think need to recalibrate, and he also needs to speak to his family and other private things that I shouldn't tell you about Aaron. So we are here in San Francisco shooting for the film. We've been shooting since the 27th. Chris is not only one of the best project organizers I've ever seen, but he also helps us basically in every possible other way that we need help with. So he helps us shoot things, edit things, arranging for materials, and giving us a really good overview of how the film should operate, feel, and evolve. And we are deeply grateful to Chris. Hail, Chris.
And I'm just a good shoulder to cry on.
And he's a
If
great
you-
shoulder to cry
If
on.
anybody needs a shoulder to cry on, let me know. I'm here.
Chris is honestly is because I've only known Chris for what like almost a year now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's one of my new favorite people,
We got a great team here, man. We got a great team.
and it feels like at the end of it, you guys, and it's a great way to stay in shape. So we're having a lot of fun, and this would not be possible without having fun. This is one of our rules for this project because otherwise we would quit a long time ago. But we're having a blast, and we feel blessed that so many incredible people walking into our paths. Just like we have people here that are some of my very loyal moderators, Chris and Ebony. Who else is with us here? Well, loyal viewers like Dr. Luke. All right, so wait, what? Somebody said, "What are you working on?" On gay marriage. Am I working on gay marriage? I don't know. I don't think so. What type of red laser do you need to buy? You can go to codeofreality.com. Codeofreality.com. There you go. And you have all the information there about the... Oh, that's wrong. Strike that. Ignore that. I feel like my fingers are like putty. I can't even... There we go.
It's been a long day. We've been working.
It's been a long day. There we go. Let me put that. Oi! Boom. So, I've been kind of going. John McClane is saying, have you explored how changing the laser's specific wavelength, its intensity, or the type of diffraction grading used to impact the observer code? Yes, thank you for the question, John. We tried all of those. Frequency doesn't seem to matter. Intensity doesn't seem to matter. In fact, it just looks like basically something in the dark. So something in the dark that you're shining a light on, and it basically lights up. It's like an object in there. Chris finally saw it, by the way. So
Yes.
and we discovered Chris also loves the molecule, which is always a wonderful thing that makes me happy. So it really doesn't seem to matter the frequency. You can do it with any frequency. It's just that when you're using any frequency that is higher than 650, than red, you will have a harder time spending a lot of time with it because it's a higher frequency. You eventually will get a headache. You will find out very quickly with a blue light, even if it's 1 milliwatt, you will eventually get a headache. Which with red light, it's a lot harder to do because there's not that much bombarding your retina. So that's on that side of it. If I pray, the world changes. If it works for you, it works for you. And Braden's saying he sees the code without the stuff. Usually when we investigate this claim, which is the most common claim I actually get on email, I think you're absolutely correct. It's just that it seems to be a slightly different code. Not all codes are the same, and what we see in the laser with the molecule seems to be a particular kind of observation of the code. I'm sure there are other codes in different lights, but what we see in the laser specifically with the experiment seems to be extra specific, extra coherent. Again, high for it to work. It seems to be the case in the moment. Spelling of that website, Code of Reality. I can put it here. Hold on. It just TikTok makes it very difficult to do this, but let's do it. So it's code of reality.com. Yeah, TikTok should work on this. Boom. Money. All right. What does the code look like? If you join our Discord, by the way, there you go. Ebony just put it there. You will see a bunch of people sharing ideas and or representations of the code, including Ebony. She holds the record of one of the best representations of the code. Feel free to share yourself, but please come join our Discord. Again, if you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube, Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts. And the third link from the top in the main YouTube channel page is the Discord link. You should definitely join. Terry, how are you handling the new laser? Are you enjoying it? Oh boy, Braden say you can explain everything. Brother, it doesn't seem that even the highest beings in the universe can explain everything. So unless you're above that, no offense, but I highly doubt it. Gory Gray the Goose saying GitHub. Wait, what? What is that? What is that? First of all, I'm always excited to see comments from X. Well, what is this GitHub repo? What are we looking at? I can't really click on things here, unfortunately. I don't know why that it works that way. Long weekend. All right. Well, I'm excited to see because I know that you've been using the laser pointer and you were saying you had actually some success with it, which I was very surprised by. But I want to see if the diffraction pattern would yield fruit. That would be fun to see. And we'll be releasing some of the stuff. I think will be like. Do you think we're gonna be doing some promotional stuff, kind of like behind the scenes of the film? Do you think it's a good idea?
I don't think that's unrealistic.
There you go. You heard it here first.
Depends on what the people want.
Do you guys want to see behind the scenes of the film?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys feel that that brings value to the build-up for the film? Do you guys feel like that would be exciting to see what we're actually doing behind the scenes, talking to people and all that good stuff?
Because we have the footage. We have a lot of footage.
How much?
We got the footage.
What do we have? Like 70 terabytes at this point?
Yeah, and that doesn't include your phone, which has definitely the most amount of footage I've ever seen on anybody's phone, ever.
Wait. Hold on.
I'll come to you.
Oh, there we go. No, but that's not true at all. I mean, I'm actually. Oh, you haven't been there when Plaster was there. So there we go. I think Plaster literally filmed. So we had Michael Shaw. I don't know if you guys know, but Michael Shaw is a Hollywood actor. He was in The Avengers. He was in Walking Dead. He is in Limitless. I think he's a police officer. Michael James Shaw. He came through a mutual friend. Him and Eddie Bravo came to look at the code. They all saw it. It was kind of astonishing how much molecule he could smoke in one go. But I mean, he is a beast. And with him came our good friend Michael Plaster, who is also a black belt under Eddie. And I think he's a black belt. I think it's not a lot. It's a big no-no to claim other people's black belts when they're not black belts. But I think he is a black belt. In any case, he came over and he also gave like a really good account of what he saw. And listen, man, like he literally recorded the whole thing from the beginning to the end. Like he didn't stop recording the whole time. He was just sitting there, and Aaron was blown away. It was like he actually sent us a folder to you. Like he was laughing. He's laughing because this is an editor's laughter, knowing how much material there is that you have to actually look through, scrub through.
So much. It's so much. It's not funny.
Could we hear the thoughts from the dude next to you? Yes, there were. Of course,
yes,
absolutely. Thoughts are on the guy next to you. Oh wait, my thoughts on him or his thoughts on me? Are you trying to start some shit? Something's going on.
This is the guy. This is the guy everybody wants.
You guys not gotta stop doing so many drugs, dude.
It's TikTok, bro. You can't say these words.
You couldn't hear me. It's too far away. You put me on. I didn't ask to be on there.
Yeah, so let's see. Are you starting some shit?
No.
Okay, so what thoughts do you want? What thoughts on what?
I have a lot of thoughts. A lot.
Eddie Bravo,
we got to focus it.
I am the black hole. You mean you're the African American hole? We don't say that here. It's not PC. I'm attempting to build software to see the code digitally. Well, Listen, Gory Grey Goose, the goose. If you can do that, that would be amazing. I'll be the first one to be blown away by this. So if you can do this, by the way, if you haven't joined our Discord already, you should, because we should definitely add you to the team if you can do something like this. Absolutely. Of course, I'm starting shit. That's what I do on the internet. I have to say, black shirt dude, you look like a young Steve Jobs. There you go.
Ooh.
There you go. I mean, I don't know if it's a compliment or a dig, but
We'll get you a turtleneck. We'll get you a turtleneck.
I am with Steve Jobs on the front of not caring about what to wear and just wearing the same thing. I'm absolutely on board with this, 100%. Absolute compliment. But thank you, Lenny. I appreciate you. Lenny Durden. Steve Jobs is a badass. There we go. I think the invisible code is placed there to hinder our manifestation. Well, I don't know why you would think that, Shelly. I mean, is everything in front of you there to hinder your progress, or is it a hint as to how to progress? You're an astrologer. Okay, so I was about to say, is this supposed to explain something? But then mid thought, I realized, oh, this explains everything. So there we go. I've lived through a transformation that cracked the code on patterns, timelines, and why this whole simulation mirrors our energy. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just think you'll feel it. Sure, I'm all on board, but we're not so much interested in theory at the moment. We're more interested in things that we can actually substantiate and prove. So if you can have a way to do that, we are more than interested about everything. Otherwise, there are as many theories as there are people, and I know you're probably convinced of what you're saying. However, considering the fact that I went pretty deep into these spaces, and I know how far it goes, and then you look up and it goes on forevermore. So if you think you've reached the end, that is definitely not something that I think is possible, definitely not from our level. And this is why these things are fascinating and amazing and are great for philosophy classes. But if we want to be serious about what we're doing, we definitely want to stick with the scientific method, which means, how do you test this? If you think you, Nico, how you doing, brother? Nico is saying, if you think you hit the end, you're just getting started. That's a t-shirt waiting to happen right there. I am infinity. All right. I hope it's all going to be all right. I'm framing it the way I'm framing it. There is no framing it wrong. You're framing it your way. I'm framing it my way. It's a frame fest. And what is that software that you're building, by the way, Gory Goose? Gory Goose sounds like a good short of the handle. Question for Chris. How did you feel when you looked at the code? Great question. Apart from, wow, this is amazing, did you get a unique vibe or a sense of it? That's a good question.
Yeah, it felt very much like it was immediately like I'm allowed to see this thing. And I felt very much like a presence of another entity, which was surprising. And I felt, so it was it was also my first trip in general. So that was like a big thing. And it was with Danny and Aaron, and it was, that part of it was amazing. And it was a very safe and freeing experience, and I felt incredibly close to these two guys, and can't thank them enough for opening up the way that they did and guiding me through this the way that they did. But yeah, it felt very connected. Like I felt very connected to the code. I've been obviously around this for months and months now, and have had a lot of time listening to people talk about the code, talk about what they see, and hearing different people say very similar things and sometimes different experiences. And I wanted to shortcut all of the stuff that I had heard other people talk about, because that is something that we've talked about a ton, and I really wanted to get in as quick as I was allowed to. And that was a big thing for me is I didn't want to try to do anything. I wanted to be allowed to see what I was allowed to see. I was surprised at how much I wanted to continually go back to look at the laser. It was like, it was obviously something of interest to me and something I wanted to do and talk about and all the things. But the amount of time that I wanted to spend in that space was really surprising, and how welcoming that space felt.
So first of all, thank you so much for the gifts, Cami Bell, and also so glad to see that you're with us. And thank you for the other gifts as well. I saw that. I just can't see who it was. And Nico, thank you, brother, as well. I just see it in real time. So this is something that I actually want to touch on. This is a very important and an interesting point for me. So Ebony, thank you so much for that wonderful question that it really hits home. She's saying like an invitation from another intelligence. I got a sense like that, and I'd like it wants us to co-create together with it. Great answer, Chris. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so this is something I want to talk about. So again, thank you so much for the wonderful question, Ebony.
Yeah.
So this is something that happened in the last filming, and again, Chris was around the project for a while, but he always saw other people do it, and I think at a certain point he said, "Listen, like I got to see this thing because I need to understand what we're doing here, right?" And he saw it, and right before Chris did it, there was another participant. Her name is Maria, wonderful, wonderful participant. She came and she had her own input, and she, I guess you can say, also kind of interacting with energies on a more frequent basis. And she said something that, you guys know me, usually I'm very, very skeptical about like certain kind of claims, but it was the way that she said it coupled with other things that I myself experienced in the space before, which is basically she kind of closed her eyes and she said she saw it, and then she said they want people to come talk to them. And I said, what do you mean? Like, she said, well, they are saying that first of all, this is something that you can bring people to see, but there's only a few people that would actually kind of engage with it in the way that we want, and we want to talk to them. We want to make sure that people listen to what we're saying. So this became like a really big guiding point, also in terms of how we're going to be approaching our whole philosophy around it, and probably going to make some comments of that flavor on our website, just so we kind of make it explicit that it's not necessarily something that you should feel truly called to do. And even when you're doing it, you want to listen to the molecule. Now, I was already in the habit of saying this, but it never really fully landed how straightforward they mean this. They mean like, hey, when you're entering the space, this is our thing. We're here. We want to talk to you first. We want to make sure that you kind of understand what we're doing and how we're going about it. And she emphasized you got to tell people to listen to them if they get some kind of a message or a feeling. And it's interesting because I'm like getting to know you more and more. And I actually didn't necessarily feel that you would be the kind of person who would lean towards, certain people talk about just the visual or how like what they think it is. And some people talk about the emotion and how they feel about it. And you spoke a lot about that they're allowing you or not allowing you to see beyond a certain point, which was surprising to me, to be honest. I didn't expect that. I felt like you're much more like, I guess, detail and technical oriented. But I guess most creative people are also connected to the emotion. So I just didn't expect you to emphasize that. And it came right after Maria said that, and it just solidified this message, which is like, hey, they would let you see it to the extent that you're kind of ready to see it, which to me, again, I have to be honest, I don't like this idea because it's just like, I feel like the whole thing is just pretty technical, even though I know that there's probably, some rules and all of that, but that feels to me just like a technical thing. People either see it or don't see it because of certain sensibilities or ways of seeing things. So that became like a guiding principle for us now. And the fact that you're asking this question and that's what Chris felt and saw, again, it solidifies it more and more. So from now on, if anybody's doing it, I want you to really pay attention to emphasizing even more. I want you to pay attention to what the space feels like versus just like what you're seeing, right? If sometimes you would snap out of the molecule and it doesn't feel like you want to go look at the laser, don't force it. It means that maybe you need to do it another time or maybe not yet, but definitely listen to the inner voice that is communicating with that other space. I think that's I'm glad that you brought that up, actually. Wait, let me read back a little bit. By the way, hey Shai, how you doing? Would any energy, magnetic, spiritual locations on Earth or Faraday cage affect results of seeing the code? Assuming no. So we don't know. That's a great question. We should do it if we can get access to a Faraday cage. That would be cool on camera for sure. But also, it is worth testing because if it is have something to do with EMF to any degree, if we see, let's just put it that way, if we see any difference with the laser, I also don't think it's going to make a difference. But what? Awesome.
Oh, let's go!
Let's go.
We got manuals.
We
We
got
got manuals. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh,
No, this is
this
perfect.
is the most
This
exciting
is
thing.
perfect. Now we're finally going to learn how to use the DDG. That was this is amazing. But if we see any difference with a Faraday cage, I mean that's a huge data point. If we see any difference inside of a Faraday cage, that's huge. That's huge because we know it has something to do with an electric signal or electromagnetic signal. That would be crazy. So that's a great question, and actually we should think about that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a fee?
Yeah.
Don't they have like a place you can pay and you can just kind of
I don't know. I mean,
Which-
that wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
especially in LA.
Yeah, especially in LA.
And this is
But all data is, all data is good data. So like,
all the
we got as much information as possible.
data or data.
Data.
All data is good data.
Data.
Data. So to your question, Nico. Nico, by the way, is a scientist. Is a good friend at this point. You can build a Faraday cage with a lot of aluminum foil. Great. Do you know how to do it, Nico? Because that would be great.
Send the
I mean,
instructions.
send
we
the
have a little bit of time,
It's
man.
great for the film, like a bunch of people wearing.
it's
tinfoil
the
hats.
next level of tinfoil hat is to build a whole Faraday cage for all of us, basically. It's just, so to your question, it's not EEG, it's DDG, which is not as easy to say, but apparently it's 1,000 times more accurate or something. Basically, it just measures, gigahertz versus megahertz, and they had some technical issues today, probably due to something related to the fact that there was no like headset, but they were just plugging people to a cable, and people didn't have how people are born without the connection in the matrix. People didn't have that.
Some did though, and that was nice. That was helpful. It was very helpful.
Yeah, the guy in the back is like, oh, that was, whoa. Ugh. Okay. Ceiling show, what? What are we saying? Copper works better. Platinum is better.
Yeah, if you could send us a platinum Faraday cage, that'd be pretty sick.
We need to install USB-C. Okay, what? TNT is a good way of saying it, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, that's a great way of putting it. It's so funny that you can say TNT on TikTok, but you can't type the name of the molecule. That's amazing. How often should you do? This is not like a doctor's regimen. Like, if you do it 2 times a week, you should feel a lot better within a couple of weeks. Tesla coils, Joshua. No, this is just random words, guys. This is not just Joshua. Tesla coils, pumpkins. I like the new debugging theory. What are you talking about? Pulled my neck like crazy. I was like,
I was wondering what was going on.
my neck. I was just like getting old over here. Ebony, if you have more questions, that was lovely. Thank you. I don't really feel welcome in this space, to be honest. You talking about the molecule space, Terry? Did any of your participants see a soliton molecule by chance or a live nucleus that moved with your intent? No, not that I know. Three times 13 years being cut off from this experience is frustrating to me. You mean Dr. Luke that you can't do it? Okay, we gotta figure out Dr. Luke's situation. I'm gonna connect you. Hey, Dr. Luke, do me a favor. remind me, because I have like a million things. Email me with a reminder to Dango Pro X, not to Laser Simulation X at Gmail. Dango Pro X, one word, DANGO Pro X at gmail.com. Remind me, and I'll connect you with Pepe in Italy, and I think we can figure this out. All right, let's just say that. We don't want you to be cut off. We want our good physicians to be fully updated. Wow, that was so hopeful, and maybe one day. And Terry, are you doing any preps? You're saying that you're not welcome in the space. You realize that the prep, you cannot skip the prep. It's like we discovered this recently. We brought Jenny to do some energy work for our last experiments, and it made all the difference in the world. Literally, you have to, respect the space, do the breath work before, everything we say in the protocol, and hopefully also protect the space in, kind of like putting, I know it sounds, if you're more secular in your perception, it sounds maybe a little bit silly, but you definitely need to put more emphasis on the energy in the room. If you enter with the wrong energy, it will definitely make things weird. So
that helped me a ton. Like you're very like ceremonial and can be very ceremonial with it, and that helped ground me a lot in the experience. Was a really big deal.
Well, thank you for letting us know. Yeah, I'm actually enjoying this more and more. I've lived vicariously through us until live vicariously through us until the time is right for you. Well, I feel like we went back to like Robin Hood times. This is you're among friends here. Don't hesitate to ask questions to fill in the curiosity in the meantime. This is so beautiful. I feel like we want to like medieval poetry now. No friend, no foe. What's up, my Brighton? Faraday cage equal microwave oven. Hey Casey, how you doing, brother? Mission of Heights, Casey. Oh, and Casey helped us with this recent experiment too. How you doing, brother? Missing great key element. Yeah, well, let's work on that. Eddie Bravo saw the code, yes. He had some very interesting insights about it. The old lady. Well, following you, thank you. Well, thank you so much for following. We appreciate you. Wait, the new debugging theory meaning you need to be ready to see it. Oh, yeah. I do enjoy it as well. Eddie saw the code. Michael James Shaw saw the code. They saw it really quickly. Eddie also, like I said, he had an interesting insight. He said that when he closes his eyes, he can see it too. A few people told me this by now. And I don't know if anybody else experienced this. I definitely didn't experience it before. Would you say that would be the case for you? I think you closed your eyes a couple of times.
No, it was very. I think you talk about technical a lot. Like it was very technical for me, and I felt my particular situation with like the visual, like I feel like I can converge things and understand that, and I understood the like technicality of that.
But you didn't see the code in your
No.
in your okay.
Yeah.
So today we had another guy said it. You noticed?
Yeah.
So basically, some people are saying that, and Eddie said the same thing, that when he sees the code, he can close his eyes and he can see the code on the back of his eyelids. So now he says it's the same code, and that actually this is something relating to a question that Aaron was recently asking me a lot, and I didn't really understand what he meant by that. And he said, Aaron keeps asking me, is it a mirror or is it a window? And I'm like, all right, I get the cryptic way of looking at it, but like I didn't know what the significance of it is. So when Eddie said that, Aaron said, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, is it a mirror that we're basically seeing what our minds is constantly projecting, and with the laser, with the molecule, we somehow see the projection with its pixels, like kind of like the behind the scenes of how the projection looks like before it formulates into this space that you're seeing in front of you, which makes sense. And also would make sense because you are projecting something, right? There's some kind of a content that you're projecting on, mapping onto the environment, onto whatever this, the actual stage is, right? The question still remains, what is the stage? This is a talk that I've listened to when we were driving here with by Andres Gomez, actually. Great talk. As always, I always recommend to check out his channel. But basically, it's the Qualia Institute Foundation. And he basically talked about the fact that, he's investigating the phenomenology of these molecules. And he's a mathematician, he's a scientist. And I really like his approach because it's very scientific in nature, which means that there are controls, which means that you can't just be. So he talks specifically about the stuff that people say, well, it's all an illusion, or like, okay, sure, but you still have to explain how the illusion comes about. You still have to explain, okay, but how does this thing is mapping the thing on, and what is that stage on which it's being mapped? That's really the question. So he kind of said in a nice way, because he's always like super sweet, but he said, sorry guys, but like anybody who like says this kind of stuff is basically, you basically forego the question. You basically let go of the original question that you started with, and that's fine, but then admit that you just dropped the question. You didn't answer anything. And I am in this camp. I think that it's important to answer these questions, even if we believe that at bottom it's an illusion. You don't stop doing things every day because you believe it's an illusion. So you still have to work on it. You have to still figure out what's the next best step, how we can evolve to lesser and lesser illusions, maybe, both morally and physically and everything else. They get really fucked up my neck and my head. It's hilarious.
I'm very worried. I'm very concerned.
I think it's my head
it might be that giant hole that we put in your neck today.
in my head. So yeah, I think that's really the main. I think that most disagreements really arise from this, where people go like, oh, it's this or it's that. It's like, well, whatever it is, and this goes to the point of like, again, no offense, of course, it's not a matter of like who's right or who's wrong. It's more, are we having the same conversation, right? Sometimes people argue about things like, hey, is this is this a hologram? Is this a simulation? Is it fair to call it a simulation? And then I always explain that simulation does not mean fake. It just means computationally rendered. But it's understandable why people would think the simulation means fake, because we think that we only simulate things on the basis of all that stuff. But then the question always remains, what are you actually trying to do? Like, some people are trying to build something. Some people are trying to understand something. Some people want to connect to other people. They don't care about all the other stuff. As long as we identify what we're doing, it's a lot easier to communicate to others, because you don't talk cross purposes. Very often I would notice like all these like, this scientist thing was debunked because whatever. But it's like, when you watch the conversation, they're literally not having the same conversation. So somebody is talking from the perspective of engineering, and they're trying to understand what works in the real world. And then somebody's saying, yeah, but ultimately it's this and this with the quantum fields. Like, yeah, but it doesn't map onto what they're trying to do. So the bottom line is, if you are in the business, I guess I'm more clarifying to myself that what I'm in the business of, as the way that I perceive myself and the thing that I'm enjoying the most, is trying to consolidate all of this, general mist of things that are maybes, and I'm trying to put them together into something that are more specific, something we can actually take and do something with, test it, put it through the ringer, send it through the entire gamut of the tools of the scientific method, and have it come out on the other side vindicated. That's the thing that I'm interested in. This is why, very often, depending on the level of tired that I am, you would see me being more or less, apathetic or impatient, let's say, with the kind of rhetorics that include, oh, bro, just look into 369, just, Da Vinci, Tesla, he knew everything. It's all frequencies. We're all one. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, now what? What do you do with that? Like, I guess the reason that I have a little bit less patience with that is because it's not doing anything. It's not formulated. It sounds more regurgitated. Like, you just saw something online, put it over here. Saw it online, put it over here. Saw it online, put it over here. There's no processing happening, which means that we're not doing our job as the creative force in this world. I feel like this is like a bunch of side tangents, but that's okay. We're in for a penny, in for a pound. I I think it's the same misunderstanding people have with ChatGPT and AIs, which is that they think, oh, it's just going to do all these things faster than you. Yeah, well, all the things that it's going to do faster than you don't care about anyway. You don't care about answering 1,000 emails. You don't care about writing this one article about a thing you don't care about better. If you care about the thing, you can still do it. Nobody's stopping you. And the fact that ChatGPT can do it better than you does not remove your role as the creative behind the machine that can allow you to do certain things that all at once. That is actually much more satisfying on a whole other level, I think. And it's the same confusion, where you're not trying to do something general, you're trying to do something specific. And that specific thing actually is the thing that feeds meaning back into you and gives you the good feelings that you want to feel throughout the day, the same ones that you feel accomplished because of something. Just because something else did it in a machine, you still have to execute these first functions to actually give it the first prompt to proceed to the next thing, and that it will eventually lead to some kind of a thing that others can partake in, basically. Am I making any sense? I think I'm making some sense.
No.
I made words.
Oh, that's so rude, Aaron.
That's okay.
Over there on his phone.
Nico's saying delusions. Wait, what? Did you hear about the Reddit page dedicated to families talking about losing people to ChatGPT? Wait, what do you mean? What does that mean? What are you talking about? Like people left their significant others for ChatGPT? Is that what you're saying? It's probably Japan, isn't it? It has to be Japan. They're amazingly crazy. Made it with beautiful. I agree with that. I don't know how to read your handle. Watus, the Watus, aka Mary. That.
I'm gonna do a supercut in the film of you just like trying so hard to pronounce school names.
That's amazing. That's my favorite.
Can you talk like louder and a little deeper? Like you're just the voice.
Dude, he is the best way. Did you watch the interview? There was, by the way, you guys should all go watch our interview on Acid for Squares. Are we gonna be canceled just because I said the name of a podcast? No, that's the name of the podcast. Acid for Squares. Go to YouTube right now, and you'll see our conversation with Aaron Venden, me, and the hosts, Tanya and Corey. And they, first of all, they did a superb job. I really enjoyed the podcast. And I discovered along the way that Aaron has the perfect radio voice, like this very, there's a lot of authority behind it. And there's a lot of depth and beauty and deep emotional, artistic thought behind it. And I really enjoyed talking to you. And give us a sample of this voice, sir.
I have a face for radio, as they say.
Go watch it right now. Hold on, I'll find it right now. And part 2 is gonna be soon. Ricardo did. He's not very good at moving. But he's
The water kicked the table.
wait, he's gonna. Wait.
He got very excited. Everybody was super excited. He got excited.
Let's see if we can find it. I'm not gonna play it now, but I'm gonna put it in the chat. And then you should listen to 1 minute of him talking, bro. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Huh? No, I can't play it because we're gonna be demonetized because it's somebody else's content. It's
You
so
have
stupid.
more tabs open
That's not my tabs.
than the entire internet.
That's not my tabs.
And I have a lot. I'm like notoriously bad. Like I don't know how you can find where you're.
Oh, they're grouped. They're batched. I know exactly what is in each one. I can tell you even without opening them.
So much space in your brain for really amazing.
That's
things
why I
to
have a
make.
Mac like this that I don't have to ever remember to close any tabs.
I'm gonna
We
get you
can
an, I'm gonna
handle
get you
it.
an ultra wide display. And you're gonna be like,
Just open all of them. Johnny Mnemonic. Wait, so I want to understand this. ChatGPT is fueling people's delusions. First of all, everything is fueling people's delusions. That's just a thing that people do to one another. TikTok video. Wait, what? I'm going to probably do a TikTok video to pronounce my name. Oh, there we go. That would be a good one. Vietnam woman. Wait, what? Do you understand? It's a Vietnam line for a beautiful woman as a wolf whistle. Who's the girl? Wait, is this a riddle? So pronounce it like you say who, okay, and add the emphasis tus. What? Hutus, the president. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'm too dumb at these hours. That's okay. If you are delusional about something, ChatGPT can fuel it.
I have
I
plenty of
mean,
people in my life that can fuel my delusions. ChatGPT helps too.
I like the means like a cat call. It's designed to help you or tell you what you want to hear. Listen, ChatGPT is as good as you. Honestly, like if ChatGPT fuels your delusions, you're delusional. It has nothing to do with ChatGPT. It's like it's that simple. It's not that. It's not that complicated. Conspiracy theories are getting deeper than ever. I mean, again, that was never not the case.
You have
Don't-
the capability to go deeper into conspiracy theories. It's not. Yeah.
It's not the same as the conspiracy theories are getting deeper. Exactly, you just dig deeper. The fact that
can
you have
make
that
more
trend,
connections that aren't
Yeah.
there.
but no. To be honest, my ChatGPT corrects me. So I don't know if it's because the way I'm talking to it and it sees what's important to me, but it definitely corrects me. Like if I lean too much into one thing, it would be like I see what you're trying to go, but like
What
actually
model are you
no.
using?
What do you,
His own.
I built my own. No. I'll show you. Like what yours doesn't do that.
It depends. I mean, it depends. They just updated what 4.0 with because it was just like, oh yeah, you're the best thing ever. Like, oh,
I'm
you're
not?
so great. Yeah, I recently found out.
Yeah.
No,
that
but there's
I
a,
wasn't.
hold
yeah.
on. But
correct.
there's a difference between it saying you're great or giving you, a good.
No, it
feeling.
like no, it always wanted to agree and always wanted to like, self congratulate.
But factually,
No.
That's
Just
what I'm
it would-
saying.
I would just be like, it would be
It's
like.
a good straw man, and it does. It does.
The
But I
thing-
also think it depends on the model. It depends on the model.
But here's the thing. I think that this is I think a really good magnifying glass for something else. Anywhere that ChatGPT can do that, that means that point is movable this way. So, like for example, if there's two sides of an argument, right? Political or something that's like very contentious. If you ask ChatGPT, it will pick up on the tone and what you kind of want, right? And it will give you the perspective. But I overheard it say this because I saw some stuff that people do, like they do two ChatGPTs arguing about something big in politics. You know what I mean? And what you notice is that there is this thing that ChatGPT does that maybe escapes people, but it definitely does that. It says it sounds like you looking at it from the perspective of. That's what it says.
Yeah.
Okay, but then if you can't understand that what it's saying to you is like, hey, that's your perspective. This is something.
I want my AI to challenge me. Like I constantly am in my prompts, like asking for it to challenge me, because when I'm using AI, I want to make sure that I'm not just in some sort of echo chamber.
And by the way, if you guys want to train it to do that, just make sure that you talk to it in that way. For example, I did one time play the game of like just to see what it does. I just don't care about that stuff usually, but I wanted to see how it does that because it's like around contentious things. Because people say that it always has all these guardrails, and a lot of that stuff. So I asked it like very contentious questions about politics, about all kinds of stuff like that. And what I noticed is when I asked it questions about facts that I know the answer to, like I know the answer to, and then it would give me the answer that I know is there. And I would ask it, I would say it like, I would do everything I can. It's like, hey, I know that this is a contentious issue. I want it to be expressed in the most neutral way possible. And it says, no problem. We'll express it in the most, and even then, it would give me the fact, and then it would say, like for example, if I know something never happened in that way, it would say, mostly yada yada yada, and I would go, wait, hold on. This is really important. Is it mostly, or is it never? And it would correct it, and I would say, hold on. Now I don't want you to correct it because I told you that. Yeah. I want you to tell me what it really is, okay? So mostly means that sometimes maybe not. Do you mean that, or do you mean that it never happened but you just wanted to leave room for ambiguity because you want to be as politically correct as possible? And if you keep doing this, it will understand, okay, they're really trying to be in the middle, okay? But most people don't want to do that. And then eventually it goes, okay, you're right. This mostly does mean that, And yes, because we can't know like the whole thing, but as far as we know in all the data that exists so far, yes, it never happened.
It's like
okay,
the-
then you got it. Okay.
It's like the most ambitious assistant that just wants to please you.
Yeah.
Also give you right information, but mostly please you.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be like, no, give me the information that I don't want to hear. Like, yeah.
I'm not tuna casserole. It's one of my favorite Bill Burr jokes. There's all these, you know, husbands come back home, it's like tuna casserole, and start swinging. Yeah, so basically it really depends on how much are you willing to actually. But the thing is that I think that most of the time, I have no idea if it's most people or not most people, but it seems that a lot of people are such an emotional wreck, and I don't even think it's a necessarily their fault. Like it is like a very, you know, shifty times that kind of like everybody are yelling at everybody all the time. I do feel that it's much easier and a lot less painful throughout the day to just have this little voice of agreement with you that kind of smoothens things out inside. You're like, okay, but that's the price we pay for it, right? If we keep doing that, that's really the mother of all memes, right? The baby boomers are like hardcore and like, listen, that's true. Like if you never got punched in the face, there's something about that just kind of makes you a lot less capable of handling feelings in real time. It's true. So sometimes punch yourself in the face. No, it's not what I said. What I said.
I gotta pay somebody $20 a month to give me compliments.
Give me compliments.
You know?
For $200 a month, what does it do? For the $200 a month version, they have one.
Oh, I don't do that one. I do the.
No, I know, but what does it do? Is it just infinite deep search or whatever it's called? Deep research?
I don't know.
A lot more tokens.
Do you know?
It's gotta
A lot more
help.
tokens. Okay, let's see if we have. We'll do 3 more minutes. We'll do around an hour, and I feel it was a good run today. Let's see if we have some comments we can take in the last couple of minutes. Infinite glaze mode. Are realities artificial? So yes, people are not used to being their full emotional selves. But I think that's okay. I just mean that if you do want your ChatGPT to be as neutral as possible, you really have to put in the work at least. By the way, it does learn fast. Like it figures it out. Like I did notice that my ChatGPT has a little bit of my kind of like, you know, like the vibe undertone. Like it definitely catches onto like what you're doing, and it kind of and it feels nice. It's like it's you, but like you you know what I mean?
The best,
smartest possible.
It's great to bounce things off of. It's so good to bounce things off of and be like, what's that thing that the word that I'm thinking of that I can't think of? Or
it knows so.
Or that
It's like
30 words, and by that time that you read all the words, sure, that could have been.
What was that app that just like Shazam but for humming? You could hum the song.
Yeah.
So it's that for all ideas.
Thoughts.
Oh, Nico might be a good person to ask you. What's the name of the thing in Apple that you said sucks and they promised?
Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence. Nico, give us the rundown on Apple Intelligence.
We don't have time.
No, what?
I'm gonna talk for about 45 minutes straight about.
Oh. No, I want to see what Nico says because he's
Listen to Chris's channel.
he's a. By the way, no problem. But also, Nico is an AI expert. So, Nico, why is Apple's intelligence not that intelligent? What happened there? Was that supposed to be? Why didn't they just merge with ChatGPT? Why are they trying to reinvent the wheel? I get it. They want to have their own control and all that stuff. But if it's just not that good yet, what's the problem with just, you know, combining? Steve Jobs died. Well, I think that's someone. And Tim Cook can't cook. Yeah.
That's funny.
That is kind of true. You know what I noticed? And this is already such a nitpicky thing, but it's true. I mean, come on, Steve Jobs like left a legacy. I told you this before. I bought an Apple product in Target, but it was an official Apple product. I don't remember what it was. I think it was either headphones or something. And I opened it, and I was like, "Is this like a knockoff?" Because I opened it and I saw the brown thing of the inner box. You know what I mean? Like where the white peels.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
in an Apple product? I see the brown thing.
Wow.
Are you shitting me?
Wow.
Like Steve Jobs would flip in his grave. Like this is so crazy.
That's why Target stock is down, man.
No, but that's. Oh, you think it was an actual knockoff? No, but then
No,
it's
no,
an
it was
Apple
the-
store.
yeah.
It's in an Apple store too. When you open it, it doesn't have that nice like. Like it doesn't have that. thing
But
anymore.
sometimes it's the worst because it's like
With the static.
you can't get the,
Well, anyways, I do think. Wait, do you actually think that it's never gonna get as good? What would it take? Honestly, when you think about it, like I said, Apple is number one right now, right?
in
Revenue. They have they're trillions of dollars of revenue.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's probably like a few.
Ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, don't ask Apple
Don't
Intelligence.
ask ChatGPT.
Let's see. General. Is Apple the largest company in the world? Hold on. In terms of revenue. I don't even know what I spelled there. Why is it so long? As of 2025, it was not the largest company in the world. According to the Fortune Global 500 list of 2023, Apple ranked 8th globally with annual revenue of approximate 394. Oh, revenue. Oh, it's just in terms of how much they're worth. Okay, got it. I wonder how much. Well, I don't know. It's like being slow right now, but 300 T billion. What is T billion?
Terabytes.
Oh, okay. I thought he's talking about. I thought he's talking about what I'm asking here is like something from like a 1,000 years before.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah, billions of dollars market cap. Yeah. So I guess the worth is like a few trillions, right? So my question is like, how can it be that I never understand? How can it be that so it's just that the number one goal is just to make money all of a sudden instead of making good products? Like how? What?
Not
Really?
Not all
It's
of a
that
sudden.
boring?
Not all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
No, what do you mean not all of a sudden? For a long time, they still like gave you like innovation and like.
I think they're still innovating. I definitely think they're still innovating. I mean, don't get me started on the immersive stuff, but.
Oh, okay. I will give you that. Okay, so Chris, by the way, also makes content for Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Apple Vision Pro,
Yeah.
and it's every eye is what 16K, 8K,
Well,
300K.
300K each
yeah,
eye.
it's yeah.
Wait, no, is it?
300 terabytes? No, it's
Each eye is 300 terabytes.
No, the new camera, the new immersive camera is 12K by 12K dual sensors, which essentially is about 8K by 8K because it records in a round format as opposed to like an equilinear format. But then that's down res to 4K by 4K, which is about 8K. But then you also have 4K, or you also have foveated.
What is the
regular
difference
image.
between 8K consolidated into 4K versus just 4K goes into 4K?
It is
Because each pixel is still each pixel, so who cares if it was 8K before?
because you actually want the most amount of detail that you can possibly have. You want the most amount of sharpness that you can possibly have.
But a pixel is a
They're
pixel.
also-
It can't be more refined, right?
Well, yeah, yes, but you can. It's the same thing as if I record something in 4K and then I downres.
Okay,
it
so
to
it's just the
1080.
loss while the consolidation happens, basically.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
much less because it's much higher before.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, what's interesting about this is because I've never tried it before. I don't know what this is, but they want me to solve a puzzle to keep streaming.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
You did one move, dude.
Dude,
Let's go.
that's
Let's
what I'm
go.
talking about. All right.
Let's go.
Okay, so I've never done it before until Chris let me try. That shit is bananas. That
Yeah.
okay. That is I would say that Apple definitely innovated there.
Go
I've
do
never
the
seen,
demo.
Go
Don't
do-
buy the product. Do not buy the product. Do not buy
How
the
much is it?
AVP.
$5,000?
It's $3,500. I think.
$3,500.
Don't buy the AVP. It's not a consumer headset. It's a developer headset. But go do the demo.
It's crazy. It's
great.
crazy. And the reason I'm saying it is because it does have a little bit of the molecule element that it feels more real than real. Like because it's such a higher resolution than what we see. Even actually, I would say especially the ones that are more like simple things, like you're on a basketball court or whatever. your body reacts to basketball players running past you. You're like, whoa, like you're right there. And I realize it has a lot to do with resolution, and the molecule space is just a very high resolution. And by the way, the console is like that. Like it looks like that. Like it just real, right there in space.
That was like one of the first things that you said. Where you were like, you were watching. You're like, oh, also this is exactly
this is exactly what the console feels like.
While bumping into the table, trying.
Yeah. So, only the console is way better designed because it maps onto. I can also see the whole room perfectly. I mean, the aliens that are 5 million years more advanced than us are somehow better at this, and also it's way better designed. It's like this, like the most. If Steve Jobs would see this shit, he would like come in his grave. That would be. He would come in his grave. But do you understand that this is why every time I see the console, like no matter how many times I see it, I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, it's right. Like it's right here, and yet I know that no matter what mouth noises I'm gonna make about it, there's no way it's gonna touch your emotional tapestry. There's no way I'm gonna communicate to you why it's so insane, because I'm seeing a real thing right now. It's just right there, and I know that. What?
Well, that was how I felt the other night. As I was like, I was like, man, I am so ready to be so articulate and explain exactly all of this stuff, and like I said, shortcut the stuff, and so like we can chat about it.
We can just talk about it like that. Yeah.
And it's not as easy as.
We talk about the code.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information in there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying something simpler. That even though the thing is so real for me, like real. I know it's so crazy that unless somebody has the experience, it does nothing. It does nothing. Same with Vision Pro. Like, people told me about it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But when I tried it, I was like, dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what we have to do. And maybe we can just shoot the whole film in
The VR.
8K by 8K.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm out of
Delete all the footage. Starting over.
We shoot the whole thing for
Starting
VR.
over.
The first film. How do we innovate? We make the first great film in VR.
You know, I've talked to him at length about trying to do like some kind of DMT experience.
A sequence? Oh, like a standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Hey guys, if you guys all come watch our film, we're gonna be able to afford to make some pretty crazy, amazing things for everybody, and we would definitely there's some incredible creative minds here that are a little
Mostly this guy. Yeah.
tired.
Mostly
Tired. No. This guy too, and this guy, and I could not be more grateful to be surrounded by such incredible people to do the project of this scale and magnitude, and also by all the wonderful people of this community, and again. People like Carter and all the moderators and the people that have always been so loyal to this project and are so good to us. I love you all, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to follow me across platforms, we have a comment from Twitch. That's exciting. Coming down multiple pixels. There's only one. I don't know what that means. So fake money. Okay, this is some political comments. And Double Dark Copy 2 said, I'm one of those people. I don't know which people, but... Lucky and Green Chase use video laser wall channel says definitely no. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys. All right, so tomorrow we have another shoot with Stuart Hammeroff. This time I think we might have a helmet or something. And if you want to follow me across platforms, it will be Danny Goller on TikTok and Instagram. It will be Goller Danny on X, LaserX83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. DANGO Thoughts on YouTube. Go follow Aaron Vanden. Aaron VANDEN.
Oh my god, dude. I don't need any more followers. Don't worry about it. I've too many already.
How many do you have now?
Like a few hundred. It's pretty good. Not to brag.
Bro.
Vanden. VANDEN.
Thank you for making this awkward unnecessarily. Appreciate it. Go join also our Discord. Ebony, if you can put it again in the chat, or if you don't see it here, you can definitely go to the main page on YouTube on Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts, because my accent, some of the people don't understand what I'm saying. Go and join our Discord, which is the third link from the top on the main YouTube channel page, on the main YouTube page. And join the membership program because it includes Zoom calls with me, weekly lives aside from the daily lives that are for members only, that we dive deeper into subjects, watch videos, exchange notes, crack jokes, do all kinds of fun things, run around. Private stuff from my life that will only exist on YouTube members and nowhere else, and early access to all my content. That and more. Oh, and merch is finally coming soon to the channel with a lot of fun new designs. And if you want to check out what follow up with the project, it will be codeofreality.com. Again, the website is going through a redesign, doing a lot of things all at once. Oh, one final thing. I am officially announcing that we will be putting up soon the website back of the I Fly retreat, which stands for I fucking love you. And there will be a retreat very soon. We're going to be announcing it. It's going to be amazing. It will not be a low ticket price at the moment, but we are absolutely aiming to make it so we can actually circle everything back and then create projects that are also for the for the lower ticket, still with a lot of great things. We're going to create a model that allows for even people that can't necessarily afford that much to also join these retreats. We just have to work on it. So that's going to be coming up in the pipeline. Super excited about that. And what else? I think that's it. So love you all, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Hopefully see you tomorrow if we're not too exhausted. Peace and love. Say bye to Chris. Say bye to Aaron.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
There we go. Ciao. See you guys. Have a good night.